Hey guys, what's up? It's Lauren or New Baby Witch here on YouTube, and today I am doing a video where I'm going to explain the basics of every zodiac sign. So first of all, this is in regards to if you have that sign for your sun sign. So you have different placements, obviously, like rising, your moon, your Venus, Mars, stuff like that. And every sign is a little bit different in each of the placements. So this is completely just in regard to if you have that sign for your sun sign. Please keep that in mind. Also, please know I am not an expert on any level. I just read astrology because I really enjoy it and obviously I believe in it. But I've never studied it. I'm not actually an astrologer or anything like that, so please keep that in mind. Also, I want to start making videos like this on the regular, I guess. If you are watching this because you're subscribed to me, then you know that I make witch talk compilations. However, I want to start making videos of my own to kind of contribute more to the community and not just reposting clips. I'll still do compilations because I know you guys love them, but I want to start doing some different things too with this account. Also, please keep in mind, you are more than your sun sign. So if you find that you don't relate to some things about your sign, it's probably because you're more than your sun sign. You have different signs and different placements. You're not going to relate to every single thing necessarily, and that's all. So there are 12 signs of the zodiac and they all have a specific order. The first one is Aries, and you are an Aries if you were born from March 21st through April 20th. Now these dates are subject to change by one day, depending on if you were born on a leap year or not, because that can mess it up by a day. So if you were born on the very cusp of a season and you want to make sure that you are actually the right sign that you think you are, then all you have to do is Google your specific date with your specific birth year and Google what sign you are, and it will be able to tell you for sure. The symbol of the Aries is the ram, the ruling planet of Aries is Mars, the element and mode of Aries is cardinal fire and it's masculine. Also, I forgot to mention that what you are seeing on the screen right now is a collage of the Aries aesthetic, and that's what it's going to be for all the signs. So like for Taurus, it's going to be a collage of pictures of the Taurus aesthetic, and same thing for all the signs, obviously. So yeah, enjoy those. Those took me hours to put together. I also am refilming the talking part because it's kind of hard to explain, but basically I'm not editing my voice and cutting the footage. I'm actually using a program and just pausing me recording it every time I want to take a break from talking. I hope that makes sense. But basically I just did it really poorly on the first time I recorded this, and so there's 2-second pauses between every time I pause. It was just, I don't know if that makes sense, but it was just bad. So appreciate this video. It's taking me a long time to put out. And making the collages took hours. Getting all the pictures together. Anyways, I'm off topic. So the general color palette of an Aries is going to be dark reds to medium reds, dark purples, and dark to medium oranges. Aries rule the head and the face. And Aries' personality is that they are an initiator, so they like to get things started and get the ball rolling. They're very energetic, they can be impatient, they typically have a very short temper. They're also very direct, and they're honest, and they don't like beating around the bush. They typically like to be the best at what they do, so they are very competitive, which can lead them to be kind of egotistical because they see themselves as, the best at doing this specific thing. But they are natural born leaders because they are very incisive. They are able to make a snap decision and typically be very confident in their decisions. They're also very innovative, not innovative, and they are very effective at doing things. The second sign of the zodiac is Taurus. The symbol of Taurus is the bull, and you are a Taurus if you were born from April 21st to May 21st. Again, these dates can be subject to change by one day. Just Google, this goes for all the signs, just Google your specific day with your specific year to make sure. The ruling planet of Taurus is Venus, the element and mode of Taurus is fixed earth and it's feminine, and the typical color palette of a Taurus is going to be a lot of greens, browns, and a splash of pink. It can usually be medium to dark greens, medium to dark browns, and light to medium pink. The typical personality of a Taurus is going to be very steady. They like to take their time with things. They're going to do things at their own pace, and they don't like being rushed at all. Going hand in hand with that, they are also very patient with themselves and other people. They're generally very good-natured and kind people. They're very deliberate in their actions and what they do, and they like to take their time to make sure that they don't mess up with anything that they're doing. They have an aversion to risk. They don't like taking risks. They can be adventurous, but they don't like doing stupid things just for the thrill of a 2-second high, you know? They can also be lazy, which kind of goes hand in hand with the whole taking their time thing. Sometimes it's because they don't want to mess up. Sometimes it's just because they're being lazy. Tauruses are usually slow to becoming mad, but once they are mad, they are raging, so be careful. They're also very tolerant, funny, and reliable people. They're generally good people to trust secrets with or to have deep conversations with. They're very tolerant, and they are good at making conversation with people that they're close with. There's also a very well-known trait of Tauruses, which is that they're usually very hungry all the time. And I forgot to say that Tauruses rule the neck. The third sign of the zodiac is Gemini. You are a Gemini if you are born from May 22nd to June 21st. The symbol of the Gemini is the twins. The ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury. The element and mode of Gemini is a mutable air sign that is masculine. The color palette of a Gemini is typically very, very young and bright colors. Yellows, oranges, pinks, lime greens, and sky blues. Also sometimes purples and lavenders. The personality of a Gemini is that they're usually very communicative. They talk a lot. They're good conversationalists. They're also very, very playful, and they're very quick-witted. They have a very childlike humor. They're very funny usually. There's a very bad stigma against Gemini that they are two-faced and that they will turn their back on you and stuff like that. But really, Geminis are just typically trying to be the most positive, happy, and optimistic form of themselves. And so when a person sees anything but that side, they can look at it as them genuinely being disingenuous or generally being fake or something like that. But really, they're just, you know, they can't be happy all the time, which is the same as anyone. Geminis are also very animated. They will show their emotions. They kind of wear them on their sleeve. They're also very, very good at multitasking. They're very talkative. They're very resourceful. They don't like moping or feeling sorry for themselves. If they think that they can change the situation instead of feeling bad for themselves, then they will. And they're also very mischievous. They like to pull very juvenile and silly pranks. However, if you tell them to stop, or you tell them that maybe they're making jokes at you or poking fun at you, and you tell them that it does genuinely hurt your feelings or something like that, then they will typically apologize and stop doing that. I also forgot to mention that Geminis rule the lungs, nervous system, shoulders, hands, and arms. So they rule quite a lot of the parts of the body. Overall, Geminis are usually very optimistic and easy to talk to. They're good conversationalists, and they're nice people to be around. The fourth zodiac sign is Cancer. So Cancer, you are a Cancer if you were born from June 22nd to July 22nd. The symbol of the Cancer is the crab. The ruling planet of Cancer is the moon, which is the only sign that is ruled by the moon. The element and mode of Cancer is that they're a cardinal water sign and they are feminine. Cancer rules the chest, breast, and stomach. A typical color palette for a Cancer is going to be dark purpley blues to pastel purples to pastel pinks to medium pinks and to more medium blues. Typically very cool colors. The typical personality of a Cancer is that they're typically I keep saying typically, sorry. They're usually very evasive. Just like a crab, they don't walk forward, they usually tend to walk around things. They don't like confrontation too much. This isn't always just because of the fact that maybe they just don't like confrontation. They don't always just avoid confrontation just because maybe they are in the wrong, but they tend to avoid it because they don't want to say anything hurtful. They don't want to make anybody feel bad, usually about situations, or if the other person is in the wrong, maybe they don't want to talk about it because they just don't want to make the other person feel bad. They typically just want to stay away from saying anything rude or mean or hurtful. Cancers can be very charming, they're very sympathetic, and they're very instinctive, as are all water signs. All water signs are very intuitive, just like Cancers. Cancers can also be very tenacious, and when they really, really want something, they are going to get it. However, if you catch a Cancer on a bad day, as their symbol implies, they can get very crabby, and they are not super fun to be around when they're like that. Up next, the 5th sign of the zodiac is Leo. You are a Leo if you were born from July 23rd to August 21st. The symbol of the Leo is the lion. The ruling planet of Leo is the sun. The element and mode of the Leo is it's a fixed fire and it's masculine. It rules the heart, spinal column, and upper back. The typical color palette of a Leo is going to be very, very, very warm colors. So warm oranges, warm yellows, warm pinks, warm light browns, and reds, and tons and tons of gold. Lots of gold. So the typical personality of a Leo is that they're very the center of their own universe. They love good feelings. Sorry, I just bumped my hand. They love good feelings and good vibes. They're very, very self-reliant. You will rarely find a Leo that depends on other people to stand up for them. They're also very, very proud. They're creative people and they are very efficient in what they do. They're also very self-assured. Leos also might tend to create some drama if they're in the mood or if they're bored, or at the very least they will probably egg on drama and not try to diffuse it. Overall, Leos are just typically very proud people. They're not afraid to speak their mind. They will stand up for themselves if they feel that they need to. And they like being the center of attention. They just like being recognized, and they like being loved, and they like being acknowledged. The 6th sign of the zodiac is the Virgo. You're a Virgo if you were born from August 22nd to September 23rd. The symbol of the Virgo is the Virgin. The ruling planet of Virgo is Mercury. The element and mode of Virgo is it's a mutable earth sign that is feminine. It rules the digestive system. The typical color palette of a Virgo is going to be very, very earthy tones. It's going to be a lot of dark to medium browns, dark to medium tone greens, and light limey yellowish greens. Again, earth tones. The typical personality of a Virgo is that they're very analytical and very calculated. They will most certainly evaluate you and try to analyze you upon first meeting you. They're very precise in everything that they do. They're also very frugal. However, this is sometimes just a front that a Virgo will put on. Typically, a Virgo will put on this front to hide any type of sadness or anger or turmoil that they might be in, or something that they might be going through personally. This also might just be a front for their more crazy side. They're not going to show their more weird or wacky side to just anybody. You have to get to know them before they kind of reveal that side to you. Virgos are typically very diligent, dutiful, astute, and they are usually very health conscious. Overall, to really get to know the more fun and crazy and creative side of a Virgo, you have to know them. Unlike some other signs that will just straight up show you that side of them, you have to get to know a Virgo to know that side. Up next is Libra, and Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac. You're a Libra if you were born from September 24th to October 23rd. The symbol of Libras is the scales. The ruling planet of Libra is Venus. The element and mode of Libra is a cardinal air sign and it is masculine. Libra rules the kidney, skin, lower back, and butt. The typical color palette for a Libra is going to be dark to medium blues with some grayish blues, all the way up to some more electric and neon kind of Jolly Rancher type color blues, as well as some greens and quite a lot of pink. The personality of a Libra is generally very indecisive. As their symbol implies, they are constantly weighing every single pro and con of every single decision they make, no matter how small or insignificant it might seem. This makes a Libra very indecisive. They're also very chatty. They don't like to make the conversation or let the conversation get too boring or awkward. They usually will ask you some interesting question or something along those lines to get the conversation going. Libras are also usually very diplomatic. They care about their school a lot. They're scholars. They always try to get the best grades that they can and do their best. Libras are also very charming. This kind of goes hand in hand with the whole chatty thing. Libras will typically be ambiverts or extroverts. They're also very sweet and kind to be around. However, Libras can be offended easily. So sometimes they can't take a joke. But they are also fair. Again, as their symbol implies, they will play very good devil's advocate and they take facts and logic typically much more seriously than their own intuition. Up next is Scorpio, and they are the 8th sign of the zodiac. You're a Scorpio if you were born from October 24th to November 22nd. The symbol of the Scorpio is the scorpion, of course. The ruling planet of Scorpio is Mars, but it is co-ruled by Pluto. The element and mode of Scorpio is that it is a fixed water sign and it is feminine. It rules the reproductive and sexual organs. The typical color palette for a Scorpio is always or almost always going to be black, dark gray, dark red, and dark purple, and that is just about it. The favorite color of a Scorpio is almost always going to be black. The personality of a Scorpio is that they have very intense emotions, like all water signs. They're very vengeful and they can be very jealous. This is not a person who is afraid of revenge or thinks that revenge is never necessary. They will take revenge on you. Scorpios are very loyal to you as long as you're loyal to them. However, if you do piss off a Scorpio enough for them to say they don't want to talk to you or be your friend or be associated with you, that's it. Scorpios don't give out second chances. Once you blow it, you've blown it. They're also very determined and they're a force to be reckoned with when they want something. They are very thorough as well. They don't believe in half-assing things. If they're going to do something, they're going to do it the right way. They're also very resourceful, which kind of goes hand in hand with that. They don't like to just sit around and wait for life to pass them by or wait for things to get handed to them. They're going to make it happen if they want it to happen. Scorpios are also very passionate. They're very sensual and they can be very seductive. Scorpios are typically very romantic and very lusty. I don't know what the word is, but you know what I'm talking about. They do rule the sexual organs after all. Up next is Sagittarius, and they are the 9th sign of the zodiac. You are a Sagittarius if you were born from November 22nd to December 23rd. The symbol of the Sagittarius is the archer. The ruling planet of Sagittarius is Jupiter. The element and mode of Sagittarius is that they are a mutable fire sign and that it is masculine. They rule the hips, thighs, and livers, which typically means that they take very prideful and long strides when they walk. The typical color palette of a Sagittarius is going to be dark to medium blues, grayish purpley blues, purples, medium browns, and medium to dark greens. The personality of a Sagittarius is that they're usually very welcome, very charismatic, and they are very nice upon first meeting them. Sagittariuses are also very truthful. They will look you in the eye and they will tell the truth. They don't believe in beating around the bush or sugarcoating it. They are very honest, sometimes to a fault. However, they are super fun to be around. They are party animals. They're also very generous and they have good intuition. They can be very spontaneous and they're typically very optimistic, friendly, ethical, and enthusiastic. However, Sagittariuses are, as I said, party animals. This can lead to them burying their emotions or drowning their emotions in partying, alcohol, other party-related things, which means that they sometimes can get caught up in their emotions and not confront them and just try to continuously run from them. They also, as I said before, can tend to be honest to kind of a fault. Up next is Capricorn, and they are the 10th sign of the zodiac. You're a Capricorn if you were born from December 23rd to January 20th. The symbol of Capricorn is the mountain goat. The element and mode of Capricorn is that it is a cardinal earth sign, which is feminine. It rules the joints and skeleton. The typical color palette for a Capricorn is going to be black, dark gray, and medium gray. It's also going to be more berry mauve colors, darker purples, and dark browns. Typically just nothing that stands out too much, and it's going to be very muted and not super youthful, kind of conservative, nothing too bright to make them stand out. The personality of a Capricorn is that they are usually very serious people. It is definitely not uncommon to see Capricorns that had a rough or tough life growing up, which shaped them into being a rule follower, being serious, being studious, and being a goody two-shoes. They're kind of the typical person that you will see on TV, or the typical stereotype of a goody two-shoes. However, that is usually just kind of a reserve that they put on. If you can break through that reserve and break through those walls, a Capricorn will become very, very charming, very attentive, and very funny. They can be super humorous people. They're also great for ranting to. If you are a good friend of theirs and you feel like you have broken through any barriers that they have up, they are great for talking to because they will try to give you a logical and emotional, fix to any problems. They are very focused and courteous. Again, they are usually very studious people. They're typically very introverted. You will not very often meet an outgoing Capricorn, but they make great friends. Up next is the 11th zodiac sign, which is Aquarius. You're an Aquarius if you are born from January 21st to February 19th. The symbol of Aquarius is water bearer. The ruling planet is Saturn, and it is co-ruled by Uranus. The element and mode of Aquarius is that it is an I'm sorry, I can't speak. It is a fixed air sign and it is masculine. It rules the ankles and circulatory system. The color palette of an Aquarius is typically going to be medium to pastel colors. It's going to be blues, purples, mints, light purpley pinks, and lighter grayish blues. Usually not super dark colors, and they tend to stay on the cool side. The personality of an Aquarius is that they're usually very curious and intelligent, whether that be book smart or street smart. Aquarius is 100% the type of person to say that they're quirky or not like other girls or not like other people. However, that usually doesn't necessarily stem from wanting attention or feeling like they need more attention. It usually stems from them actually genuinely feeling like outcasts. They're usually not very outgoing, they're usually pretty introverted, and because of that, they can actually feel like outcasts. They're also usually very logical and organized. They're also usually very systematic. They like to stick to schedules and surefire times of doing things. They're also very impartial and fair. They're very good at playing devil's advocate. Aquariuses can sometimes be compulsive though. They tend to, or they can at least, jump before they think. However, they are very friendly and humane. They're also very, very inquisitive, and like I said before, they're very curious. They are 100% the type to watch conspiracy theory videos, believe in aliens, believe in the Illuminati, whatever. I guarantee you, half of the people watching conspiracy videos are Aquariuses. They tend to believe in supernatural things and question everything. They don't like taking things at face value. And finally, the last zodiac sign, aka the 12th zodiac sign, is Pisces. Now, I am actually a Pisces, so I definitely think that I know the sign the most since, again, I am a Pisces. So, you are a Pisces if you were born from February 20th to March 20th. The symbol of the Pisces is the fish. And the ruling planet of Pisces is Jupiter, and it is co-ruled by Neptune. The element and mode of Pisces is that it is a mutable water sign that is feminine, and Pisces rules the feet and lymphatic system. A typical color palette for Pisces is going to be very pastel colors, usually not really any dark colors at all. Pastels like pastel blue, pastel green, pastel mint, pastel purple, pastel pink, and white. Very ethereal, light colors. So the personality of a Pisces is, as I said, very, very ethereal. A lot of times Pisces can almost feel otherworldly. They try to bring in light, and they're very sympathetic and very, very empathetic. It's almost like they're psychic because they can know exactly what you're thinking and feeling and try to figure out a perfect solution to your problem. In this way, Pisces can actually be a very addictive presence to be around because they're always very supportive, very empathetic. They know in an instant if something is wrong and how to try and help you. And again, they can have a very ethereal and otherworldly presence and vibe to them. They're also very, very free-flowing. Like a fish in water, they always go with the flow. They can also be very charismatic. They're usually not extroverts, but they are, if you approach them first, they usually aren't super awkward or don't want to talk to you. They can still have a lot of charisma and be very kind. They just usually aren't the initiators in a conversation with a new person. Pisces are also very elusive. Unlike Scorpio, who can sting danger or threats, and Cancer, who can hide in their shell like a crab, Pisces are fish. They don't have any defense mechanisms, so they don't defend themselves, they run. They don't fight, they don't defend, they run. Pisces can also be very paranoid. Pisces is always going to be the friend that texts you 20 times a day and asks you if they're mad at you, or if you are mad at them. They can pick up on social cues very instantly and very easily and very quickly. They pick up on even very seemingly insignificant clues or cues. They also send out very strange or hard to detect social cues and expect you to pick up on them too. For example, they'll text K instead of OK and expect you to know that they're mad at you. Pisces are also very in tune with their emotions and sensitive. They are sensitive, they are intuitive, empathetic. They're also super artistic. They are visionaries. They are always in their own head, always daydreaming, thinking of random scenarios. Pisces are also very instinctive, as I said before. They are very intuitive. They can always tell when people are lying, and they will go with their gut above logic. Anyways, that is all 12 of the signs, which marks the end of the video. If you want another video about astrology that has to do with maybe different placements or the elements or compatibility between signs, I do plan to make a compatibility video, so watch out for that. But any video request, please let me know, even if it's not astrology related. I know that astrology is only a very small part of witchcraft, and obviously not everyone who is a witch is super involved in astrology, and not everyone who likes astrology at all is actually a witch. So it can be videos related to general witchcraft. Just leave them in the comments, and if I feel that I'm educated on them enough, maybe I'll make a video about it. Also, if you have any specific questions, like maybe how a specific sign would react to a specific scenario or something, or maybe you want to talk to your friend about something that is a specific sign and you want to ask about it, anything like that, please leave them in the comments and I will try to answer them all. Anyways, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed. This video took me so many hours to make because I had to re-record this whole audio because of reasons I said at the beginning. Then getting all the pictures together took me hours as well, and I am so freaking tired. I haven't even made the thumbnail yet, so I gotta do that too. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed and if you found this video helpful. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.